Welcome to Pop Culture Roulette for all your pop culture needs. We're America's podcast.
All right, we're back to
Oh,
America's podcast.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, we can only go down for so long before we have to come back.
hmm hmm
So,
Roller
I'm
coaster.
Nicholas.
I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Justin.
All right. So, but let's. I don't know what we were gonna originally talk about, but let's just kick it off. The Suicide Squad trailer
Oh
dropped.
yeah.
It's very rare in movie world where you can say that the sequel is better than the original. Um, I think it's even rarer when a trailer comes out and you're immediately like, "This is going to be so much better than the original." Like we're not even going to talk about the original even more anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
That's the feeling I had from the Suicide Squad trailer.
Well, it's not really a sequel, is it? I thought they were just starting
Well,
over. What this is doesn't exist. We're over here now.
no, I mean it is a sequel in that like Amanda Waller. I mean they still got Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Viola Davis is Amanda Waller. What's his name as what's his name?
Rick Flag.
Yeah, Rick Flag.
I
Yeah,
can't think of the actor's
Oh
name.
yeah,
yeah.
that guy's still playing
Yeah.
Rick Flag. Jai Courtney is still Boomerang. So like all of those guys are the same. Like what happened in the first movie is still gonna happen in this world.
hmm
But it's just the Suicide Squad in the comic books is a constant, ever evolving roster as to whoever's writing Suicide Squad pretty much gets to pick whatever villain they want to pick, any C list, B list villain they want, and put them in the Suicide Squad. That's kind of the beauty of that roster, you know, is that it's constantly changing and updating, and they can bring in whoever they feel like because you know oh we have to go fight whatever this is,
hmm hmm
and you know
Is it usually like B-listers or is it like
I mean occasionally they'll bring in an A-lister, but very rarely are you ever going to have the Joker. I mean that's the thing about the first one where like I guess Joker wasn't really a member of the Suicide Squad. He was just kind of a presence, but like you're not going to get like the guys who operate like all right, when you're watching a Batman movie and he's fighting one guy at the beginning of the movie
Mhm.
and you know that guy's not going to be the villain throughout the movie.
Right. Right.
Those are the guys that are on the Suicide Squad.
Right.
Like
Gotcha.
you're never going to get like Scarecrow showing up on the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I mean, they might do it occasionally just because like they are like, but the guys who can like capture like Lex Luthor's not showing up on the Suicide Squad.
Right. Right. Right.
I'm sure, and I say that, but I've not read every issue or really that many issues of Suicide Squad. So I
hmm
mean, it's entirely possible that they did put him on there for an issue or two, but like overall, like a guy like that's not going to be on like a long arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think if they do come in, it'll just be like for more like advice, technology, stuff like that. If they're going to talk to Luther, he's not going to be going on a lot of missions with him.
Yeah. And Marvel has a very similar concept. They call them the Thunderbolts.
Hmm.
Luke Cage was in charge of them for a while. Like Rick Flag's in charge of the Suicide Squad. Luke Cage was kind of their boss over there with the Thunderbolts, and that had a very revolving cast as well for the same reasons. I mean, because you're not going to waste the good talent on, uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I mean, come on, how that scene where King Shark just like picks up the guy and eats him and goes nom nom
Yeah. He was raising his hand.
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 That's Sylvester Stallone.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I mean, I assume he wasn't on set doing the motion capture,
Yeah.
but,
Is that
but
going to
yeah,
put him in both Marvel and DC?
it does.
A little crossover
Nice.
action. Oh, that's
Um,
yeah. It looks so cool. Like, oh man.
well, David Dastmalchian is now in both as well
Mm.
because he was in Ant-Man, the first two Ant-Man movies, and now he's Polka Dot Man in Suicide Squad.
Polka Dot Man.
What exactly is Polka Dot Man's powers?
Polka Dots.
Um, this is where I get confused because Marvel has also a very similar villain who throws like can just pull like dots off of his costume and like make like interdimensional portals.
Mm.
I'm I'm trying to find his powers right now.
Okay, all right. Like honestly, like the guy who John Cena is playing, I had to look him up. I had no idea
Yeah,
who
yeah,
that character was. And John Cena was really funny in the trailer.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's going to be interesting to see his character because like he's I mean he's a villain, but like he thinks he's being a good guy, like because he's like overly patriotic.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. It's
it says can turn the polka dots covering his costume into a variety of devices.
Oh,
okay.
interesting.
So there you go.
Sweet. Well, I'm excited to
Is
see
it?
that.
Isn't it Idris Elba in that too?
Yeah, he's
Which puts him in both Marvel and DC as well.
Mhm.
yes, because he was
The guy who holds up in the
Or-
what is that
yeah,
guy's name?
he was
um,
uh
Mr. Gatekeeper
Yeah.
from Thor.
Are you the gatekeeper?
I keep thinking Hagrid, but I know that's not right.
What is his name?
Hamdal.
Heimdall.
Heimdall.
There, you got me there. Heimdall. I knew I was close with Hagrid, but
Yeah, yeah. It was something with an H.
Someone with a big beard that's not on this podcast. Jim.
well, and they keep they still haven't said who. I guess Takia Waititi has a role in Suicide Squad, and he's not in the trailer at all. And like I don't know if Peter Capaldi, the Thinker, is like the bad guy or he's part of the Suicide Squad. He's the one that they were like, if you even think about doing this, you're dead. And then Harley's like, yeah, and if you have vanity plates,
That's
Yeah.
the one guy too they showed in there's in both Marvel and DC as well. He's from The Walking Dead. What is that
I'm
guy's
sorry,
name?
what was that?
The one guy's in both too because he's in the Suicide Squad trailer. The guy who whistles and he has that arrow that flies with him.
Oh he was
He's
I
in
don't know his character.
he's in the
He was
Suicide Squad
Yondu.
as well. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
Michael Rooker?
yeah, Michael, but I don't know
He's in
his.
the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, he was the one who was
Yeah.
throwing the ball.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize that.
Well, and that weird dog rat creature that was licking the glass.
Mhm.
Michael Rooker as Savant.
Oh, okay. That's Sean Gunn.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So Sean Gunn, basically,
Weasel.
I guess if you were in Guardians,
Yeah, yeah.
you showed up over in Suicide Squad because
Yeah.
James Gunn apparently just hires his friends.
Sean Gunn is Weasel.
Weasel. That's
This is gonna be so cool, I think. I think this didn't this happen right around that time James Gunn was getting taken off of Guardians 3?
well, he got fired from Guardians 3.
Uh-huh.
So DC was able to hire him
Okay, yeah.
to do Suicide Squad. And then Disney reversed decision and said, "Hey, you know what? We looked at it. We finally came to our senses.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of the actors from Guardians said they will quit and not come and do the third one."
Mm-hmm.
and their lawyers made it seem like they were pretty serious about it. Uh,
Yeah.
We'd like you to come back and do the third one. And then
Yeah.
he said, yeah, I'm doing the Suicide Squad movie first. And they're like, okay, we'll wait, sir.
Okay, they got Harley Quinn, Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Rick Flag, King Shark, Amanda Waller, Digger or Captain Boomerang, Thinker, Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher, Savant, Soul Sorora, Blackguard, uh, Floyd Belkin or TDK, Weasel, Javelin, and Mongol. Those are the characters that are going to be in it.
Wow.
I think Nathan Fillion is TDK, which is like the one character
Yeah.
that I think they made up for the movie. Like he's
And-
not a comic book character.
Pete Davidson as Blackguard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an interesting cast of characters in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It almost scares me because like I mean it looks like it's going to be good, and James Gunn has proven to do good with that kind of stuff, but it almost like if it was almost anybody else, I'd be scared of a cast that big with that much fame, because like just how much can you shove into a movie before it falls apart. It kind of reminds me of back in you guys maybe don't remember, back in the 80s it used to be a bigger thing where like they would just get like as many famous people as they could and do like Cannonball Run.
Expendables.
Yeah, I guess Expendables was doing kind of the same thing, or what Fast and Furious has become. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, but I'm definitely. I mean, I hope I'm not wrong in that. Like, it's just. I think it's going to be really good, like compared to the first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right with it being James Gunn. Like you said, he's proven it, and he's taken a lot of characters that people generally don't know and making them like lovable and some like brand name characters now all of a sudden. Like, so, I'm hoping for the same with this. Like, I don't know really any of these people, but I'm looking forward to it a lot.
Yeah, well, and I guess that's the thing with Suicide Squad is that outside of Harley Quinn, pretty much everybody in the second one is like unknowns. I mean, the first one you had Killer Croc and Deadshot.
I think a lot of people know King Shark.
Well, yeah, King Shark.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Boomerang.
Because they did use King Shark in the Flash show, and then obviously he was. Have either of you had a chance to watch the Harley Quinn cartoon?
Yes, it's great. I really enjoyed it.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
What's it? It's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
All right.
It is hilarious.
Sweet.
Yeah.
King Shark, Clayface, Riddler. Who else is in there?
Yeah. Everybody. I mean,
Kite Man.
Kite Man. Hell yeah.
Is it like actually written for adults, or is it like more?
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely written for adults. Yeah, it's
cool.
It's one of the most fucked up cartoons I've ever watched.
Oh, sweet. I'll check it out.
It's up there. Probably not one of the most I've ever watched, but it's up there.
Yeah. Sweet.
I mean, if you watch like Super Jail or Ugly Americans, those are some pretty messed up cartoons.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't like. I just of the cartoons that I've watched, because I can't stand Super Jail.
That's a bizarre one.
Yeah, so that trailer has the stamp of approval.
Oh, absolutely.
For a trailer, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Can't wait for that to come out. That's gonna be a good one.
That's August 6th. Is the release?
Yeah, I mean, it might be fun to get like if they're still doing the theaters for cheap, it might be fun to do a theater for that one.
Yeah, definitely. Do you
I'm
guys
sure,
see?
I'm sure we could find enough people that would go see that.
Yeah, I think we tried to figure this out last time though, and came to the
Yeah.
conclusion that we don't know that many people.
We know like 6 people. That's all you need.
Yeah, that is true. We don't know people. We don't know you, but we need numbers 10 through 20. You want to?
We don't need that many. We got each other.
Yeah, we'll just have to pitch in a little more, but it'll
Yeah.
be worth it.
We'll get Tony involved and we'll be good.
All right. So how about that tournament, man? That's been insane.
That's been a good one. I see someone's bracket is completely busted.
Who's
Uh,
bracket?
Oh, I haven't even looked at my bracket this weekend.
Nicholas's dad.
Oh,
Oh, well,
He's out. He's got nothing left to play for.
Do I have anything left to play for?
You do. I don't know what Jeremy's looks like because I can't see his.
I'll take a look at mine right now.
I know. I think I'm in first in the ones I can see. But no, it's been crazy. Some of those upsets.
I mean, depending on some upsets, you're not far enough ahead of me that
Oh, I'm
actually
not.
know because we both have Gonzaga winning. So,
I'm not that far ahead, but I'm still a little ahead.
well, I've lost my entire Final Four except for Michigan and Gonzaga. What's your Final Four?
Illinois. You'd have to look. Illinois, Gonzaga, Alabama.
Oh, you still got three. You still got Baylor, Bama, and Gonzaga. You
Baylor
lost
was
Illinois.
Baylor was the other one. Yeah, Illinois was in my championship.
Let's
I don't-
see.
I don't know what Jeremy had on his.
My final four is Gonzaga, Michigan, Ohio State, and Illinois. So I got two left.
All right. So
Yeah.
we all didn't do good.
All I know is that Memphis won the NIT today, so that's all I care about.
All right.
And why is that?
Well, I mean, because they get to claim they're something.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a tournament. It's the same kind of tournament, but just like the people who didn't get invited to the big dance playing
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
NIT
okay.
tournament.
Gotcha.
at some point in history, the NIT tournament actually used to be the bigger tournament. And then somehow that switched. And then the NIT tournament was like, hey, when in that week or that couple days in between when they released the bracket and the tournament actually starts, they've got a couple days of the talking heads screaming at each other over this team should have made it in over this team.
Mm-hmm.
All the teams that should have made it in are in the NIT.
Yeah. Well,
So if you win the NIT, you get to make the argument of like, look, I won the NIT. I should have been in the big dance. I'm that much better than all of these teams that got knocked out in the first round. Like,
that should give you like an automatic entry to next year's tournament.
I would think so, but
Even
no,
if
it
your
doesn't.
team is terrible, be like, hey, you won the NIT. Good luck.
I mean, in a way, Memphis gets to claim it won some sort of national champion.
Now Memphis should play the winner of the normal tournament for like the ultimate championship.
The way they were playing in the NIT,
Yeah.
I'd put Memphis up against some of those teams.
Ah. Have for the ultimate showdown.
They should have to battle to the death now.
Ooh.
Well, hold on now.
I mean, it could get a little messy, but think of the ratings.
Speaking of ratings,
Oh,
Are we done with sports?
Have you heard the rumor?
I guess that's a yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'm taking the segue and I'm going with it. Because Jeremy
Marquette's on
accidentally
Shaka Smart as their head coach. I'll just get that out there.
Oh, that is true. They did do that. That's actually now I didn't realize that Shaka was from this area. I thought he was like a Florida boy.
No, he's from Oregon, Wisconsin.
What?
Oh.
Where the hell is that?
I'm not really sure. Madison area, outside of Madison. Is that right? Or am I way off? And it's like I'm picturing where Oregon's located. So is it way up in the upper left of Wisconsin?
But I mean that's
when I heard that, I'm like, I don't hate that. I'm okay with that signing.
No, that's a big get for Marquette. Like that's a huge name in college basketball to get maybe that will turn that program around.
Yeah.
Are they like a laughing stock right now?
No, they're just they seem to be like just struggling to find their way. Like I mean, obviously Marquette has a long history of being a pretty decent basketball team, but after the last couple of years, it's just like they can't get it together. And Shaka Smart, that's one of those. I remember he was at VCU a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, that's where when everyone was pursuing him, when he finally went to Texas, he came from VCU.
Yeah, so he was at one of those mid-major schools, and all the majors were out to get him, and couldn't, and then Texas managed to get him, and then Texas just well, they're not really a basketball school, so they
Not anymore. Oregon is south of Madison.
Okay.
It's south of Madison and to the left, I guess, of Stoughton.
Man, Justin, you ruined my perfect segue.
Well, I wanted to get in a little more breaking sports news. That's all I got, man.
Shaka Smart. I heard they tried to get Shaka Khan, but she was charging too much.
Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan.
She was like, I'm in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame already. What do you think? You can get me for that cheap?
Get her into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Why not?
Okay, well, so I was going to talk about ratings. You guys remember the movie Miss Doubtfire?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay. Would you, if they ever released it, watch an R-rated cut of Miss Doubtfire?
Ooh.
It's this. So it's going to be the same movie? Like everything's the same?
So it's just Robin Williams dropping some more F-bombs or something?
It's still Robin Williams?
Oh, yeah, no, it's still Robin Williams. But the rumor is, and somewhat confirmed by the director this last week, that there is an R-rated cut of Miss Doubtfire.
I would actually be interested in that, yeah.
I think I would check it out. There's a ghost.
Because
the hell?
Because Robin Williams would only sign on to the movie if they let for every one take he did from the script, he got to do like one or two takes of whatever he felt like.
Wow.
That must have taken forever to shoot that movie.
Yeah.
Well, because that's just how Robin Williams works. And I mean, I think about how many, and I've never filmed a movie, but I've heard enough about it or watched enough back, like obviously there's a director like Stanley Kubrick who makes everybody do like 80 takes of everything until he thinks he's got the perfect one. And then there's directors like Kevin Smith who's like, but we got it on the first one. Go.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of director will you be, Jeremy?
I'm thinking I'm going to be more like you got it on the first one kind of director. Although we did do multiple takes on our narration for the Christmas episode, so we put some love into it.
Well, I mean, there's sometimes, I mean, you took some of the first takes on some of it, and then you had me do a couple of lines, and that was fine.
Just in case.
And listening to it, like it was fun, but in listening back, I was like, man, I wish there'd been a couple more takes on some of those lines. But
should have been a little more Stanley Kubrick on this one, a little less Kevin Smith.
A perfect amount of Jeremy Jordan.
But no, I was thinking like with a movie like Mrs. Doubtfire, because it's a kids movie and ostensibly for like a family film, should they release an R-rated for a cut of that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they still should.
Because a lot of the kids who watched it are adults now, like we are.
Yeah.
But I mean, the movie is still for. I mean, yeah, obviously you guys were kid. Well, I was kind of a kid when it came out. I think it was in high school, but you guys were kids.
What year did it come out?
96.
I got it. That's my job here.
Yeah.
93.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
That's
okay, that was
early.
So I was definitely in high school when it came out. So
I mean, it was 6.
I was 2.
So you didn't see it till later in life, but
yeah, I was 6. So I remember I seen it when it came out on VHS.
But like that movie is essentially meant for children. It's a family movie,
right?
Doesn't it kind of take away from it if they release an R-rated cut? Like I feel like that movie should stay as it is.
Well, I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, it does taint it a little, but I just want to see, just out of curiosity, I just would love to see what they would have done with it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
say
All those other takes.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't watch it. I'm just saying, like, I feel like there are other Robin Williams movies that, because I mean, my understanding of it is the way Robin Williams' mind worked is that, you would get, multiple takes on how he thought every scene should go just in case.
Mm-hmm.
But I also remember when he died, I remember reading something that he had put in his will that, like, he knew that all that footage was out there, and he had put it in his will that the directors were not allowed to just profit off his death or profit off of him and release any of that footage. Like, they were all just like, no, like, that stuff is done and gone. You can't
Well,
put it
if
out
that's
there.
if that's the case, don't release it.
Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't have even brought it up to tease us.
Yeah. Like how mad Jeremy got when they were going to do a new SpongeBob series.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is true. I remember that now.
That still keeps me up at night.
But at the same time, like, I wonder legally, because he doesn't actually own any of that footage. Like, if Disney was like, hey, you know what? There's the Robin Williams version of Aladdin that we could never release because it is not GPG. Like, there's this complete adult oriented Aladdin version that we could release from everything he said on camera.
Now that one, even more so than Mrs. Doubtfire, would be fucked up if they tried to do something like that. Like,
but they're like, but there's, let's release it anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
as long as they're not profiting from it.
But I don't know if there's anything that Robin Williams estate, Robin Williams family can do to stop that. Like,
True.
Yeah.
I don't know how well that
like,
you as court of law.
Because you as an actor in the movie, unless somehow, like, you're also a producer or director, or, like, unless, like, your name is somewhere other than just, on the dotted line of whatever character you played, like if you're like, yeah, I decided I didn't like myself in that movie, so you can't release the movie, they're just gonna be like, too bad.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that that Jerry Lewis thing hasn't come out.
I think he has more say so over that one, because I don't know if he directed it, but, like, I know his name was, like, on the producer list because
Oh yeah.
he's the one that locked it up.
Right.
So
I forgot.
what'll be interesting is that, like, not necessarily the people who are running the Jerry Lewis estate after he passed away right now, because they obviously all knew it's going to be the ones who take over for the Jerry Lewis estate after they're gone.
Yeah.
The ones who didn't necessarily work Jerry Lewis or, like, weren't family, like, they're just kind of business managers of the account. Like, that point, they're going to be like, this. Sure, let's just put it out. Everybody's been talking about it.
Yeah.
How much money can we make?
I really hope we hang on long enough to see that day so we could finally watch that piece of shit we've been talking about for years. It's gonna be like just not live up to the expectations at all.
No, it's either, because there's no way it can be as bad as he says it was, or, like, even I don't know, like,
yeah,
I have no, we're gonna watch it and be like, what, that's what he didn't want to release, or we're gonna be like, wow, that was a shitty movie, but
yeah,
really, like,
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Mrs. Doubtfire R-rated. I'm all for it. Bring it on.
Okay.
I'd check it out.
It's a solid movie though, even on its own. As a family film, it is really fucking good.
It's one of the Robin Williams movies I definitely enjoy. But there's so many different versions of Robin Williams. There's the family movie, like Aladdin or Miss Doubtfire, or some of those, and then there's, like, the random, like, mid-level, like, this is really good Robin Williams, like Dead Poet Society, Awakenings, Good Morning Vietnam, and then there's the really weird Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Like 1 Hour Photo and Insomnia. Like,
yeah.
Saddest Man in Brooklyn. Is that the one you did too?
Oh,
that what it was called?
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was like one of the later ones he did, right?
Yeah, for some reason I feel like Mila Kunis is in it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Angriest Man in Brooklyn?
Angriest Man in Brooklyn. That's what it is.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one. I always wanted to watch it, but I just haven't got around to it.
That was good. I like
Yeah,
that one.
I enjoyed it.
I also watched that other one that he put out, or not he put out, but that was put out right after he died. It was that Simon Pegg one. Absolutely anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
just watched
Yeah.
that. I just
That's
watched
not
that
bad.
not too long ago.
that was pretty good actually too. I liked that.
Yeah, it was weird.
Did
Yeah, it
you
was
guys
pretty
watch
weird.
that other Simon Pegg one on Amazon? That is it Truth Seekers?
Oh shit, I forgot about that. I haven't.
No,
No.
I
Okay.
did. I did watch Invincible this weekend though.
Invincible. What's that?
That new Amazon series, Invincible.
Is
It
it based on anything, or is it its own thing?
Robert Kirkman's other comic book.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's interesting. I mean, it's much like the other superhero series on Amazon. It's a complete ripoff of some DC stuff, but like messed up. Like it's like Amazon's like, we like superheroes, but we like doing them messed up.
That's their shtick.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Has to be
They're like,
messed
you
up.
liked The Boys. Let's do a similar story, but animated.
Yeah, I started watching that Simon Pegg one. I was going to bring that up a couple podcasts ago, but I just forgot about it.
I forgot about
Truth,
that one. I'm gonna have to check that
Tru-
out.
Truth Seekers with Nick Frost is in it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're like I think they work for companies. I think the company Smile, where they're like installing like network setups.
Mm-hmm.
But Nick Frost's character also is a ghost hunter, like on the side, so he's doing all that stuff. I've watched the first couple episodes. It's really good.
It's cool.
Added it to my list.
And oh god, I can't think of that one guy's name. He's in everything. You guys
Did you?
tell some time.
It only lasted one season, which was sad, but it was really funny. Did you watch Ghosted?
Mm-mm.
I
It,
think so.
it
It
was
sounds familiar.
Adam Scott and Craig Robertson.
Yes, I did.
They they both end up working for a secret version of the FBI that hunts aliens and ghosts. And like,
Hmm.
oh,
That sounds cool.
it was hilarious. Which of course meant it only lasted the 1 year.
What network was it on?
Fox.
Oh, of course. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Malcolm McDowell's also in it. That's the guy. I couldn't remember
Oh,
his name.
yeah.
Speaking of things that came to an end, I just watched the final Superstore episode today.
That's
I'm like 2 episodes back on that one.
Oh yeah, then you're the last 2 episodes.
Oh,
that's it forever.
Yeah, it's done.
the last one I watched was when the founder of the store's son was in there. And he just kept like
okay.
randomly taking things.
Yeah. So you got 2 episodes left. Yeah.
I haven't watched that show since season 1, but I should probably watch it.
It's I will give nothing away from the ending other than it was actually a good ending.
That's good.
It was a series that actually ended well. Like
That's good to hear.
they were, when they were told, "Hey, we're not bringing you back for another season," they found a way to wrap up all the storylines.
Yeah, at least they gave them enough of a heads up to be like, "Hey, this is it."
Yeah, they had a chance to kind of start wrapping everything up and ended it very well. Like one of the better endings to a sitcom.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, I'll check that one out too.
And like having 6 seasons under its belt, like it didn't feel like it ended. I mean, it kind of felt like it ended a little early, but like you could also tell like they were kind of starting to go run on empty. Like they were getting to the point where they were like, So like
as all retail workers get though. Oh man, I'm running on empty. I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I'm sad to see it. I'm sad to see it go because it was one of my favorite shows on TV.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, like, I'm glad they didn't ruin themselves by getting to season 10, and you're just like, okay, please just end so I can stop watching you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good on them. Good for them. They're the heroes of the week.
Yeah, okay, yes, that's our heroes of the week.
We've got a show that might end or is in a dilemma right now because they just lost one of their main actors.
Who's that?
The Goldbergs.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, not a main actor, but I mean, he's a pretty critical part of the show.
Yeah, no, I saw. Yeah, when George Segal died this week, and then yeah, but I mean, I think like it would have been different if it was. I'm all of a sudden blanking on names. The father of the show.
Yeah.
Or the mother. Like if one of the like the grandfather. Like I mean, he was. I mean, the whole shtick from the literally the first episode was he's old.
Like, right. Yeah, so, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, they can easily do an episode of like them coming back from the funeral and being like, "Oh man, we're so sad. Let's remember the good times with Pops," and then move on.
Right. Yeah, and then the show is constructed well enough that they could do that, and it would be no problem, but it wouldn't feel weird.
But Goldberg's apparently this is. I mean, and I it doesn't feel like it's been on for 9 seasons for me.
No, me neither.
Because I didn't start watching it until like season 5 or 6, and then I binged it all out, and so like I've only been watching the last 2 or 3 seasons live anyway. So like it's like it's only been on for like 3. Oh wait, that's right, I watched.
a little late to the party.
Well,
so I mean, if they do end it, like it's kind of time, you know?
Right? It's been a long time. I remember us talking about this when they aired the pilot back when we were doing early episodes of Pop Culture Roulette.
Oh yeah,
because we talked about that and Dads. I think those two came out around the same time.
I forgot about that show.
Which I maintain was awful.
Yeah. I didn't think it was terrible.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful, and it died the death it deserved. But I remember I will have to. This is where I have to take a mea culpa. I was wrong.
Oh,
because I remember not liking the Goldbergs.
Oh yeah,
like that first episode, like because the father and the mother, like everybody was yelling. It was so much yelling. I finally gave it another shot, and after I got past that first episode, and you know when they finally kind of calmed down and found their footing a couple episodes in, like then I was like, okay, this actually is a really good show.
Yeah. I kind of remember arguing with you about that for the first episode. And it's what's funny is you ended up sticking with it a lot longer. I didn't even watch it all the way to the end.
Well, no, because I didn't watch it again because I watched the pilot episode like when it aired.
Yeah, but then you came back to it later.
I was like, well, to be fair, the Goldbergs did the one thing that they could do to get me to start watching it again. And they got Kevin Smith to come direct a couple episodes.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see that. And I was like, rather than just watch an episode randomly in the middle, I'm going to start, I'll give it a shot. Because he was talking about how good the show was. And I was like, okay, all right. So I gave it a shot.
Says it's good. I better check it out.
So, you know, when I got past that first episode, and you know I could understand where the craziness was coming from, but also like there wasn't as much yelling. Like I was like, okay, this show is really good, although it is starting to go back around the other way, where like it's getting back to that where like it's just like, all right guys, let's calm down with the yelling. And like the storylines are getting crazier and crazier again, so like I just don't know how much that show has left in it.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah. Running out of steam a little.
I feel like there's a couple shows like that on still, but I don't get why they're still on. Like I don't know. Every show I don't know if this what?
I was gonna say not every show can be The Simpsons.
That's true. Like I don't know if you guys ever watched The Masked Singer.
Never seen it. I mean, I know what it is, obviously, but
I'm aware of it, but I just have no interest.
Yeah.
Like I definitely enjoyed the first part of the second season, but now I don't even know what season they're on. But it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, like in the first episode, like I think the person who got unmasked was Kermit the Frog.
What?
Yeah,
Underneath.
it was like a snail costume with a top hat, and they took the top hat out, and Kermit the Frog popped out.
How the fuck do they not know it's him? Did it
And
sound
then
like Kermit when he was singing underneath the mask?
I stopped watching it, and I was just kind of watching like now I just check out to see who's getting unmasked to see who's on the show, like Kermit the Frog, and then I think the next week was like Caitlyn Jenner.
What?
So that's when I hit the point. I was like, okay, you guys are done.
Nicholas is dying.
I mean, I think last season they had like Wendy Williams and Mark Sanchez.
Oh my god. What the fuck? That's like a worse roster than Dancing with the Stars.
So Masked Singer isn't like you could have me up there.
Singing, sure.
Yeah.
I'm as about as much of a celebrity as Mark Sanchez is.
And
I'll give you that.
I do like the judges though. That's like the only thing that I actually liked with the show.
Who are the judges on there?
It's Robin Thicke. Is it a man? What's her name? Nicole Scherzinger.
Robin Thicke, the guy that blurred lines guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is her name Nicole Scherzinger from the Pussycat Dolls?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Wahlberg now? Jenny Wahlberg. Jamie Wahlberg.
I'm not sure.
She married not what is his name? Mark Wahlberg's wife. Not Mark.
Jenny McCarthy?
Yes.
She's married to
She's married to one of the Wahlbergs. Donnie. She's married to Donnie. And then Ken Jeong.
Yeah, that's why Jenny McCarthy is famous, because she married Donnie Wahlberg.
I couldn't think of her name. I was like, how do I explain this without going into why she's really famous?
Isn't she one of those like new age nut jobs like Gwyneth Paltrow?
Well, yeah, Jenny McCarthy, deathcount.com. Because she's a hardcore anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
Also, not why she's famous.
I know that's not why she's famous.
Come say it. Why is she famous?
Why is she famous?
Why is she famous?
Who do you want to
say the word?
All right, she's famous for Playboy.
Oh, there we go.
This is an adult or a family show, Nicholas.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut that.
Yeah.
We don't say stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was say I do notice that we are being a lot cleaner today. Is that because we have little ears in the room?
I should went to bed. I have been clean the last couple episodes. It's been you two.
Well,
I really just want to say the F word right now, but
I've worked on myself.
I'm
becoming not so negative.
I think I can let a few F-bombs slip every once in a while, but I don't need them.
I don't need them.
Yeah.
Say we'll lose our parental advisory sticker on iTunes if we.
Yeah.
And the last one that got unmasked was Danny Trejo.
How does what did he sound like when under the mask?
I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
I don't understand how you would think like, oh wow, how could that might be Danny Trejo. I'm not sure, but I mean,
okay,
this is the 5th season.
I will say that it sounds like they are getting more actual celebrities than Dancing with the Stars are.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I know everybody that's been named so far.
I was thinking of this show when you guys were saying how we could do like a show of like if they jumped the shark, and I was like,
yeah.
I think this one's definitely made it where it's like it just needs to stop.
All right.
I do feel like any day now, Dancing with the Stars will be calling the three of us, because they're going to be scraping the bottom of like the Z-list podcast barrel. Yeah, well,
I only dance like the gopher from Caddyshack.
They had what's her name, Carol fucking Baskins.
Yeah.
Carol Baskins.
Finally, I I was finally able to cuss.
Carol beeping Baskins.
Whacked him.
That bitch Carol Baskins.
Would we?
So they'll have Joe Exotic live from his jail cell dancing next.
Yeah, he'll learn how to do all his dance moves over Zoom. If we were on that show, would it be all three of us as like one collective contestant, or would we all be separate?
we tag in and out.
Yeah.
I can't do this move. Tag.
You want me to pick someone up? I'm out.
Yeah.
No, it might be. Well, I don't know. Either as a collective where we tag, or we each are competitive. I mean, I would lose. I mean, hands down.
Look at our dancers. We got the dancing gopher. Jeremy with the little,
I could just move around.
The like little shack shimmy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, despite the obvious weight problem, I also have a bad knee, so I don't imagine I'm out there doing some hardcore, ballroom dancing.
Well, you could lift the partner, and then we'll tag out, grab her halfway through, do the rest of the move, spin, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, these are all like things we'll worry about later once we get the hotel and everything. And
we'll wear like a giant caterpillar costume, so all three of us will be out there at the same time.
Yes, or like one of those Chinese dragons that they have, like for parades. Oh, it'll be
pop culture dragon.
I kind of wish we were still on the topic of Jenny McCarthy, because it would be a great segue into douche of the week.
We can stay there. I mean, she's just like douche of the century, but
and Gwyneth Paltrow, don't forget about her.
Oh yeah, Gwyneth Paltrow, but
they both. But I mean,
that sounds. I don't have one to nominate for this week, so
I have one from last week.
Okay,
I didn't get a chance to name.
All right,
so it's a little petty, but
go for it.
They mostly all are.
That's what this show is all about.
Yeah, bringing out our inner pettiness.
Yeah.
On a weekly basis. Let's see. Okay, so mine is Justin Bieber for calling his new album Justice. So now whenever I search Justice, looking for the band Justice in any search engines, it brings up that fucking shitty album first.
Okay.
Or is that marketing genius?
It's marketing genius, but very douchey. Yes, you. Yes,
hand.
Yes, I see a question from the hand.
Who is the band Justice?
That electronica band.
Oh no,
Justice. They got that their self-titled album is like that cross. They've got. They just do all instrumental music, but like they've got some really they've got songs that were used in shit. Like you would recognize it if you heard it, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
All right.
They're huge. They're huge. They're really big.
I'm gonna go to the interwebs here.
Justice. Look up what's their big one.
Well, see, now you're gonna look up Justice and get your phone infected with Bieber. Now, Justin, do you hate Justin Bieber because he took your name?
No.
You would all probably know the song Genesis by Justice. That's their big song. They use it in like a million trailers.
Fire, dance.
I mean, I mean, if it's just instrumental, I clearly have to hear it before
Yeah.
Well, just reading the track title is probably not going to help me.
Yeah.
I don't really listen to a lot of instrumental stuff either.
Right. Well,
I don't listen to a lot of electronica, so.
Yeah. Well, one of these days, look it up on your own time.
Okay.
You'll probably recognize it.
I mean, I do support your decision to nominate Bieber.
Okay. Thanks. I appreciate it.
I don't necessarily.
You don't need a reason to nominate him.
I don't necessarily understand your reasoning or your reason.
Well, because
I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, he wins because, I mean, he's Justin Bieber.
Thank you. Yeah, let's do it. Justin, congratulations.
What'd I do?
Other Justin.
Oh.
But I guess congratulations to you too, just for making it to another episode or something.
Hey, it's true.
I guess.
No man down yet.
Yeah. Have a new
All right.
resort. Do you have a douche, Justin?
No.
No competition this week.
I told you, I'm a changed person. I'm a big positive here.
Oh, that's
Have
right.
you-
Yeah.
Have you ever nominated somebody? Did you ever come with a nomination?
I assume I had to in the hundreds of episodes, whatever we did.
I did think of one.
That I did?
Yeah.
Hundreds?
Hundreds?
How many episodes did we do?
Well, I think 100 plus like
Two,
extra.
4?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You brought a douche of the week to our Point Cubed episode once.
Oh, okay.
Well, there you go.
It was Tristan Thompson or something for their kid, naming their kid True or something.
It does sound like.
Does that sound familiar?
I do hate a lot of celebrity kids' names.
Yeah.
Like Apple.
Like, yeah, that's a bad one.
Well,
Or
and you know
North.
what the weird thing about Apple is? Apple seems more normal now
Yeah.
than it did at the time. Like now it's like, well, Apple, all right, cool, whatever, that's a fine name. You know, some of the other names that these people are coming up with, you're just like, what? Like, you do know the kid has to live with that, right?
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
I still go with the best kid celebrity name though is Jason Lee's kid. That was the best one.
Pilot Inspector.
Yeah. Pilot Inspector Lee.
That's I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that one's barely better or worse. It's in the same vein as Apple, really.
Apparently, Ashley Tisdale named her kid Jupiter.
See, that one's in the Apple category. Like, it's kind of dumb, but it's not like whatever Elon Musk and what's her name married named his kid.
Yeah, I know that was ridiculous. I don't even know
Jupiter,
how to say
Iris,
that.
French.
Oh man,
so
what's Kanye's other kid? Saint. It's North and Saint.
We're not.
They're terrible names.
Yeah.
So that would be something I'd bring up when they name the kid. I was like, why would you name your kid this?
So yeah, it definitely fits your MO.
Yeah.
I have another segment idea.
Okay.
to bring to the table. I was gonna actually use this today on a Media Pod Smash, but I forgot to do it. So here's some table scraps for pop culture roulette.
Here's some hand-me-downs.
So this is called "Are You For Real?" That's the name of the segment. So
okay.
Today's little episode of Are You For Real? We're going to be looking at weather.com for offering now a premium subscription service to fucking weather.com. You could pay now and get a look at more exclusive weather details and an extended forecast for a premium surcharge. So I ask you, are you for real? Who the fuck is going to pay for that?
A lot of people over the age of 75.
Do you look at the weather like in advance on a daily basis, or just if like, oh, I have a weekend off, I want to do something, let me check out the weather?
I look in advance, but I'm not crazy enough to pay.
I usually wake up and go, oh, it's 30 degrees up. I might want to put on a jacket.
Well, see, you work inside, so the weather never really affects you. But as somebody who works inside, outside, like I work kind of in a shop, so I don't have air conditioning. Like I got a heater, but not an air conditioner. And my job, like, well, when I was in rental, it was definitely more. Now that I'm in service, I don't think it'll matter as much. But like, if I looked at the weather and said, "Oh, look, it's going to rain a good majority of the week," I knew I was going to be a little bit slow that week because of the nature of my job. Mm-hmm. So I would kind of look at the weather just and base what my week looked like it was going to be ahead. Now that I'm in service, I don't know if I will as much because it doesn't really affect what I do or don't do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would never pay for it.
Yeah, no, that's outrageous. I mean, I will say I have become recently, now that I've been indoors a lot more, I've been obsessed with kind of looking at the weather. I look at it at least on a daily basis. So I'm becoming one of those old people you spoke of that would be interested in this, but I would still never pay. That's just ridiculous.
Well, I do you have, I mean, I remember my parents having friends who like literally would spend the day just watching the Weather Channel.
I think I've had relatives that have done that.
They do the local on the eights.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad would watch the Weather Channel a lot.
Yeah, I remember
That's actually come in. Hello, puppy. That's actually come in handy for that pub trivia that we used to do.
Oh, really?
That was one of the questions. Yeah.
Nice.
well, I remember when we would go to lunch at Dairy Queen, the Dairy Queen that we would go to lunch at had the Weather Channel on.
I remember that. Yeah.
I've not been to that Dairy Queen in a while, so I don't know if they still do, but
I've not been inside. I usually just hit up the drive-through.
I feel like they probably would though. Like that seems to just never change inside of that place. It's fun to see that the Weather Channel is trying to branch out and do different things though. Like they've got shows now, like world's craziest disasters.
Its own streaming service.
Oh, don't give them any crazy ideas.
well, do they start showing like hurricane heists? They're like, we got movies about weather now.
Yeah.
Sharknado.
The Weather Channel Studios presents
a Weather Channel exclusive.
Sitcoms where the main characters are weathermen. Like,
oh, I was thinking they're like a tornado family. It's animated,
like,
obviously.
That'd be a good animated.
And
Yeah.
then at some point you turn on the Weather Channel and you're like, do you remember when the Weather Channel used to show weather?
Yeah. Back in my day, it used to actually just tell you what the weather was going to be.
Yeah, they'd give you your 5-day forecast and move along.
Oh, man. Yeah. So
are you for real?
No, are you for real?
No.
All right. This would be a fun segment to do, but you need to come up with like 3 things.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then we have to decide which one is actually real.
Okay.
All right.
I'll do that. I'll do that for next time.
Like you'd be like, the Weather Channel has a premium subscription.
Uh-huh.
Like, or
2 bullshit ones.
And then we would be like, well, no one would ever put a premium subscription on Weather Channel, so clearly it's going to be. And then you'd be like, oh, gotcha, sucker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good idea. I'll try to think of some stuff I could do with that.
All right. Maybe it's not an every week segment. It's just whenever there's a crazy one that comes up.
Yeah. Something captures our imagination.
Some outlandish story.
If something makes me ask myself, are you for real? TM trademarked.
Did you watch Mighty Ducks Game Changers?
Oh no, I didn't. I saw the little thing for it though.
I watched that this morning too.
How was that?
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Like, I mean, it definitely has promise.
Cool. Are they doing just one episode a week as well?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I'll check that out too then. Does it actually take place like years after all the movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and Emilio Estevez is back as Gordon Bombay.
Oh, cool.
Like last night to go to sleep, I threw the original Mighty Ducks on. And as I'm falling asleep, I heard him say something about going to a Minnesota North Stars game. Mm-hmm. And I was like, holy crap, this movie is that old? So I had to look it up. They filmed that movie a year before the Minnesota North Stars moved and became the Dallas Stars.
Wow.
And then it's been long enough now that Minnesota has a hockey team again at the Minnesota Wild. Like, so the pro hockey team that was in Minnesota at the time is gone. They're down in Dallas now. And then it's been long enough. That movie is old enough that another hockey team has moved back into Minnesota.
That's crazy. Oh, that is a long ass time ago. How long? When did the Wild become a thing?
Um, 10 years ago. I
Huh.
don't know. I don't know. Justin, you're our looker upper.
I'm looker upper.
Because I know the Minnesota North Stars left for Dallas in like 92, 93, somewhere in that range.
Wait, what was I looking up? When did they become the Wild?
I think they were just a straight expansion team. Which next season we will be getting another NHL expansion team,
Really?
and I'm sure that Justin maybe has heard of it because he just watches sports. But Jeremy, you might become a fan of this team.
Okay.
They're in Seattle.
Okay.
Well, take a guess as to what their name is going to be.
I don't know. Seattle grunge.
No, but that would have been a good one. No, the Kraken.
Oh, that's badass. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that says like, man, that's a cool name.
I like
Hopefully, they
that.
got a really cool logo that goes along with it.
Yeah, dude, that would be a cool ass jersey if they get the logo right.
The Wild came back in 2000.
Oh, so they didn't even lose a hockey team for 10 years.
What do you know what Seattle's colors are gonna be?
No,
They did okay.
I don't know if they announced any of that stuff yet.
Okay. That's awesome though. That's a great name.
but anyway,
Kraken.
so I was also going to say that Disney Channel did announce that they are going to be doing another series. That I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
Okay, there's a really great Nicolas Cage movie.
Oh,
Doubtful.
There's two of them actually.
yeah.
Hmm.
I know where this is going.
Called National Treasure.
Yeah.
I'm more of a treasure protector.
Mhm.
I love those movies. I think they're great, and I
Mhm.
really want the third one. So when they were like National Treasure news, I was like, the third one, and
Not
then
quite.
I was like, no, okay. And then like we're gonna do a series. I'm like, ooh, maybe this will be like The Librarians, where like Nick Cage won't necessarily be on every episode, but like he'll
Mhm.
show up and no, no, no. It's kind of a reboot or a reimagining
Oh.
of the National Treasure series.
Mm.
Um, now see, follow me and see if this doesn't sound like maybe they're biting off of some other series.
Okay.
They're going to be starting this National Treasure series on a young Latina who will be traveling the globe, searching for things.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, treasure hunting
Like
per se.
e-
Um,
exploring.
possibly with her family, maybe not with her family, but definitely there's family involved at times. Exploring, maybe.
Oh, you mean like Dora
Does,
the Explorer?
does she bring a backpack?
Does she have a talking
If she
monkey?
doesn't, well, I'm assuming they're going to leave the talking monkey out of it. But if she doesn't walk around with a backpack, I think I'll be super disappointed
So
Yeah.
we're
because
talking about Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
because clearly, like it was like really you guys are making you're doing a National Treasure TV series, but you're going to make it around a young Latina woman.
Hmm.
Obviously a woman. Why would I keep saying Latina if it wasn't a woman?
You can't assume any genders these days.
Hmm.
So they're going to and she's either going to be trying to clear her family's name or working with I don't know. But like my first thought was we have this series. It's called Dora. Like
Yeah. We already got one.
have you guys actually watched the Dora Explorer the movie?
No.
The
Oh,
live action
No.
one?
I was just gonna say
have
that. They
you?
made a live action. Yeah, have you?
Yeah, I've actually watched it
Hey, shut up.
more than once.
Oh my god. Why?
Well, once was on purpose. The other times have been not intentional. But
It's okay.
it's way better than it has any right to be. I mean, it's cheesy. Don't get me wrong. It's cheesy as hell. but it's actually fun, like in a way that you don't expect. Maybe because I expected so little out of it.
Sure, that makes sense. Well, I'll add it to my list, but definitely not toward the top of the list.
Yeah.
Well, Jess will throw a movie on to go to sleep, and sometimes she would pick that movie, so I'd go in there to go to sleep, and she already has it on, and so like I'll be laying there falling asleep to that movie.
Gotcha.
But they don't really have the talking monkey though, so I know Justin will be disappointed.
I am out.
They do. I mean, the monkey does show up, and it is quite ridiculous. But I don't remember it. It wasn't really talking.
Just a regular monkey with some shenanigans.
Yeah, I mean, didn't look like a regular monkey. Like it was clearly animated.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good on them.
Oh, look, another puppy.
Yeah.
Aw.
Lucy made an appearance on the podcast.
Jeremy's like, both your cats show up. Now your dogs are showing up. Just keep showing off that you got animals.
Yeah, just keep rubbing that in my face. Justin's animal corner.
Nicholas has appeared too. It's not just
That's
mine.
true. That's true.
He started it.
I'm really gonna have to get some animals. This is what I keep learning every week. Every time I see the animals coming out.
So we're
You just borrow ours.
We're gonna do one of these episodes, and you're just gonna have a boa constrictor hanging out.
He's gonna have a tarantula behind him in a cage.
Oh fuck no! I don't get anywhere near one of those.
Oh come on!
Maybe that's the next one we'll have.
That other spider is still living and underneath that thing. Actually, no, that's not true because that thing's out of my room now, so I don't know where that spider went.
What's that right behind you on Smash?
Ah!
He's learning how to operate that chainsaw.
Yeah, the little tiny chainsaw. You know, I got some ideas for the thing you proposed last week about what they would be watching in the universe.
Oh yeah, okay. So I was watching Star Wars Clone Wars, and then I started watching Star Wars Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I must have had this thought before. It wasn't necessarily new to Clone Wars, but like because I've thought like or maybe it just started. Like I got to thinking about Star Trek and like other universes where they're clearly like these advanced worlds. So in like Star Wars, like you have millions. I don't know about millions. You have hundreds, thousands of planets in this solar system that they're always running back and forth to, and some planets are far more civilized than other planets, but clearly they all know about each other. Mm-hmm. They all have spaceships and can fly and do amazing things. But every culture that is far enough along where like they're not just subsistence farming. Like if you're far enough along that you can build spaceships, like you obviously have enough technology where your entire culture isn't based off of some agrarian lifestyle. So you have free time.
Right.
So, I mean, and that's when free time started to show up in our society. We started writing plays and books. Okay, that's fine. And then at some point we invented the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And then TV. So now we have and movies, and so we have all these forms of entertainment. Now, I got to thinking, like, these societies every society essentially runs the same gamut. Once they get to the point where they have free time, and their entire free time is no longer just conversational sport.
Mm-hmm.
I'm stealing from your podcast.
Forgot about that. Yeah, conversational sport.
They have free time enough to have professional sports.
Yeah.
And plays and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Restaurants. There must be entertainment in Star Wars beyond just Max Rebo and his band.
Yeah. Right.
Because they also have not podcast. What
pod
are they?
Pod racing.
It's just pod racing.
Yeah.
Podcast racing.
They have podcast racing, and we're off. Yeah, I got it done in 15 minutes. Can't understand a word I said though. But they got pod racing. They also have that weird 3D checker game. That,
oh yeah.
if you don't let Chewbacca win, it'll rip your arms off.
Yeah, he's very sensitive about that game.
They have entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they have for entertainment? Do you think there's like That's My Jedi TV show? Like there's like a sitcom?
Yes, definitely. I'm sure they've got a lot of different various sitcoms, and I was thinking they have like a home shopping network. They've got to have some sort of home shopping network. Like they sell the latest sabers and gadgets of the time.
Call right in now to the Home Shopping Network. We have your lightsaber for you. Look, it slices, it dices, it cuts. You want to toast your bread while you're cutting it? We have got the lightsaber for you. Call now. Don't forget. Call right if you're the first 20 callers.
This one won't burn out like those other old models.
We'll throw in this mini lightsaber.
Probably like BattleBots.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet they do. I absolutely bet they have BattleBots because they got all those androids and all those, the whole battle droid.
Except they don't need to be controlled because those ones actually will just go fight.
Yeah. Well, and think because the other thing I got to thinking of is that all right, so there's this universe-wide war going on, but clearly not every planet's involved. Or some planets are just like, okay, you go off and fight the war out. Because we've had some in our lifetime, we've had a couple of wars, and our military goes over to the Middle East and fights it, but it doesn't stop us from going and watching a movie.
Right? Yeah, like entertainment still
entertainment still happens.
Yeah.
So what are
Well, they got to have some reality show schlock. So I figure they do like a version of Cops, but with the bounty hunters.
Okay.
Following bounty hunters around. Yeah. Maybe like a parking wars style show where they're just ticketing all the different parked vehicles.
Airplane repo where they're trying to repossess spaceships.
Yes.
in the Clone Wars series, they do have actual police.
Oh, okay, sweet. So yeah, they could follow those guys around.
So they'll have cops on Coruscant.
Corsicops.
Corsicops.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential in this.
No, because then the other thing that I got to thinking of is in the world of the Marvel universe where there are actual people with superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
Like Thor came down and we went, oh, look, what do you do for special effects or entertainment? All of a sudden there are people who actually we have these movies as escapists because nobody has these superpowers for real.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of a sudden when you're no, we saw that guy. What do you do for movies like that anymore? How do you have, do you still have superhero movies or do you, your fantasy world has just been completely limited because all of a sudden you can just look out the window and see Hulk.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point.
It
does kind of shatter your ability to see it as something cool once you've seen the real deal that close to you.
So I wonder, when in the Star Wars universe, because you they're actual Jedi, there's probably a reality show following around all the young Padawans called Who Wants to Be a Jedi?
Yes, that's a good one.
So because of when I was watching Clone Wars, they're chasing the one bad guy did something. And a couple of Jedi now start chasing them and they're jumping 100 feet in the air and they're not necessarily flying, but they're doing crazy things. It's well, okay, well, if all of a sudden you can do that for real, what are you doing in the movies?
Yeah.
So what kind of special effects or fantasy movies is happening in the Star Wars universe?
Yeah,
it's just I don't know.
It's a lot less post production. Yeah.
It's just a bunch of grumpy old men movies. Just follow 2 guys around.
Okay, you know how the other thing that we've had conversations about with like aliens?
Mhm.
Like, I know you totally believe in aliens. I can't remember what your thought is.
My
Jeremy.
thought?
Yeah, Justin.
Jeremy. Oh, I just thought you were talking to me when you're like, you totally believe in aliens, but okay.
No, I know Jeremy does.
Of course, I'm the guy that totally believes in them.
Yeah, we can't. There's no way we're it.
Okay. I don't believe.
Okay.
Okay.
I personally don't believe in aliens. They're a lot of fun to talk about.
Remember we were
They
talking
make
about the
great
conspiracy theory podcast, Jeremy?
Oh yeah.
Not you, Nicholas, because you would be no fun.
Oh no, I'd be a lot of fun on a conspiracy theory podcast.
You're wrong.
Let me tell you why you're an asshole.
What are you hiding?
What are you hiding? Oh, Jesse. We should get that guy on our show.
Because I would have to be the voice of reason on the conspiracy theory podcast.
Yeah.
You'd come with your conspiracy theories and see if you could win me over with your conspiracy, then you're right. It probably is real.
But I don't think we'd ever be able to win you over.
You're too stubborn. You could be like, oh, they're right, but no.
No.
Well, no, I mean I'd be willing to admit when you're right. I mean, you have been right occasionally. I mean, it's rare, but you have been.
Well, I think
and I told you there are some conspiracies that I believe in.
Mm-hmm.
But aliens is not one of them.
Aliens is not one of them. No.
Huh.
Not even like a little, I don't know, like a little tiny thing, like a cell.
Oh, I don't know.
A space slug, space grass.
Well, this is the thing. It's I'm of a couple of minds about it. One, if all right, I know a lot of people, and we're getting long here, so you might have to cut some stuff out.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we want to hold this till next week.
Yeah. Okay. Let's pick it up later. Well, were you going to get into the reason why you brought up the alien part in the first place?
To be continued.
Or is that still okay?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to bring up the aliens because I was like, we make fun alien movies because we don't, there's no way we can get to other planets, and we have no real proof that aliens exist one way or the other. I mean,
don't we?
No.
Well.
And so it's fun for us to make these movies because we can make them with anything that we want them to be. Like, we can make these aliens look any way we feel like.
Mm-hmm. Based on
the fact that we have
treaties with them.
Endless imaginations.
They allow us to use their likeness.
Yeah.
This is Quinn. Say hi, Quinn.
Aw, hi, Quinn.
Puppy.
Aw. The show really is gonna need more of that going forward.
Pet culture roulette at this point.
Yeah.
But no, I was gonna say we have endless. So if you live in a world where aliens are a real thing, and like to the point where you probably don't even call them aliens or have that word in your lexicon, like, what do you do? Like, what is your...
Well, maybe they make like a bunch of stuff about humans and how weird humans are.
Yeah, they watch all of our old stuff, like the mullets.
Yeah, and Shasta McNasty.
Yeah. And other great shows.
Yeah. Other things that ended way before their time.
Yeah. Like Dad's.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think next week we'll talk more alien stuff.
This is a great tie-in for episode 80 that I just did.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
So next week maybe we'll talk more aliens if we don't have something better, and we'll finally get to those Oscar nominations that I threatened to talk about last week.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, we hoped you didn't bring that up. We talked about it pre-show.
Yeah.
Oh, before I was on?
Yeah.
Oh. I still say you should look up the Best Picture nominations,
I looked
and
them
then
up
watch
and
a
went,
few.
I have no interest in these.
And you can watch a few because they're on Netflix and Prime and Hulu. Most of them.
I still don't want to watch them.
Oh, all
I'll
right.
be
Well,
impressed with myself if I've watched one by next week.
Yeah.
I think
Just
I've
being
watched.
honest.
I don't even remember who was up for Best Picture of the Year now. Quite
All
honestly.
right. We'll all pick a movie that we're going to watch, and then we'll argue with each other why our movie's better.
Okay. I like that. Wait, will you actually watch one? Is the
I mean,
question.
if we come up with a list in the group chat, we'll be like, okay, I'm going to watch this one. You watch this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll find time in my week to watch a movie I don't
Oh
have
man,
any
it's gonna
intention to
be
watch.
so. It's gonna be real hard to come up with being able to force myself to watch any of these.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't
That's
there
why
one
I had
about
to do it.
isn't there one about a drummer that loses
Yeah.
something? I want to watch that one.
Okay, that one's on Prime, I think.
Can
Sound
I
of Metal.
Oh sweet. Can I have that one as mine?
Okay, you can have that one.
All right. What are the other options?
You got The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, which was on HBO Max. I don't know
It
if it is
was.
anymore. Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, which he took in the Trial of Chicago 7, which is, I know that one's
What
on Netflix.
was it? No, what'd you say? No Mad Lab? What?
Nomadland.
What is
That
no?
one's on Hulu.
What is No Mad Land?
That's about a woman who just travels around the U.S. taking random jobs here or there, just
Oh
living
my
a nomad lifestyle.
Wow, we've never seen that one done before.
I don't want to watch that. What else do I got? Oh man, I don't know what I'll pick.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do this, Jeremy. I don't.
Fuck it. All right.
It's going to be hard enough just to even talk about the Oscar nominations next week. Quite honestly.
All right, good. Because you know what?
All
I
right.
don't even know if I wanted to watch that movie anyways.
Yeah, that's how I
It
feel.
was just the best one out of all of them, just based on my reading.
All right. Well, then, on that note, stupid never walks alone.
All right.